welcome back to Simple Pharma Basics. This is Aarti. Friends, from last some days I was getting some requests to make a video regarding how to prepare the minor subjects for GPAT or for NIPER. So today I am here with this video on this topic, but I am not going to guide you people today because I have found someone better than me who can guide you better on this topic, that how to prepare for minor subjects for GPAT and NIPER. So let us welcome Mr. Susmit Gokte, who has secured All India rank of 57 in NIPER JEE 2020. He will guide you today, but before that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, so please subscribe the channel and also turn on the bell notification so that you will get the notification of my next video instantly. Friends, before starting with the actual video, I have one announcement that I have recently started the membership program on this channel, on my channel Simple Pharma Basics. So you can become the member of Simple Pharma Basics by simply paying certain amount, and then you can get the advantage of voice counseling for GPAT as well as for NIPER. So you can become the member and then you can get this advantage. And also I have started the voice counseling option on Instagram, so you can also DM me there to get this advantage. And with this, let us move towards the main video of Susmit. But before that, I want to tell you one thing, that Susmit has covered lots of important points for you guys. And also before some days I have raised one question on the Instagram where I have asked you to post some questions regarding this topic of minor subject preparation, and you have posted lots of questions. I have gathered all those questions and Susmit has answered all those questions in the end of this video. First of all, he has discussed everything from by his side, and then in the last he has discussed all the questions that you have asked me on the Instagram. So make sure that you will watch the video till the end to get all the answers to your questions. And let us call Susmit on the screen.
Aarti, for this introduction. I am Susmit Gokte from Union Territory of Daman and Diu, and I have secured All India rank of 201 in GPAT and All India rank of 57 in NIPER Joint Entrance Examination 2020. I am currently pursuing my MS Pharm in Medicinal Chemistry from Department of Medicinal Chemistry at NIPER Mohal. As per the latest notification from NIPER Hyderabad, the exam date which has been fixed on 3rd July. So it is approaching close, and many students have queries about the minor subjects, means how to study for minor subjects, how much importance must be given for minor subjects, how can we emphasize on the topics. So today I will try to solve all your doubts, and later I will answer the few questions which are being put forward by you all. So let us start. First of all is organization. Means this video is about the minor subjects, or the demand is for the minor subjects. But first of all, the student needs to be organized. So just I will throw some light on the organization of the subjects. So see, the NIPER Joint Entrance Examination or the NIPER is not prescribing as such syllabus. So the syllabus is not as the prescribed, but through the past analysis of the question paper, we can divide the syllabus into the two subjects. That is, one is the pharma subjects and another one is a non-pharma subjects. We can even call it as a technical and non-technical. So under the pharma subjects we have major and minor, and from the major subjects we have pharmaceutics, pharmacology, pharmaceutical chemistry, analysis, and etc. And from the minor subjects we have biotechnology, biochemistry, and microbiology and jurisprudence. And from the non-technical subjects, that is all about the mathematics, that is biostatistics, logical reasoning, then Nobel laureates, US FDA drugs, and etc. Okay. So we will start with the first minor subject, that is microbiology. So from the microbiology section, you need to study about the first section is the bacteria. So from the bacteria, you will have to study regarding the classification, that is on the various aspects. Classification is according to the shape, it is according to the nutritional requirements, like according to the shape it will be streptococci, then diplococci, monococci, everything, etc. And according to the nutritional requirements, it may be autotrophs and heterotrophs. So all these examples you just need to study. The questions can probably be asked from here. Then next thing is the structure. So what is the structure of the bacteria? That is the structure of the cell wall, what kind of the organelles are present, intracytoplasmic inclusions, and all plasma membrane, etc. That you need to study. Next thing is the important thing is the difference between the gram positive and the gram negative cell wall. That is its composition and everything. That you need to emphasize clearly. Then how will you stain the various organelles? Like how will you stain gram positive bacteria? How will you stain gram negative bacteria? Then how will you stain nucleus? How can you stain intracytoplasmic inclusions? How can you stain the capsules? So there are different kind of staining methods for different cell organelles or the substances which are present in the cell. Like for example, if you want to stain nucleus, then you have to use fusion staining. Okay. So if you want to stain spores, you have to use Kapfer-Fulton method. So like that way, the questions will be based on like that. Okay. Next thing is the antibiotics and their sources. That what kind of antibiotics which are isolated from different sources. Okay, so that you need to prepare a list and you need to remember this. Next, from the virus part. Virus part is main classification. Nowadays, as COVID-19 is prevalent, the questions will be based on virus. So classification of virus, what is plus ssRNA virus, what are the DNA virus, what are the RNA virus, what are the retroviruses, everything and all the examples. So classification is important. Then I feel that due to the COVID-19, the structure of the COVID-19 virus that is also important. That SARS-CoV-2 virus and then its nomenclature, that spike proteins and etc. These things are important nowadays. Okay. Next thing from the virus is the life cycle of virus. That you need to emphasize what is just happening in the lytic cycle, what is happening in the lysogenic cycle, and what are the various stages, everything. Next part from the microbiology, which I would like to emphasize, is from the antibodies and their characteristics. Means what are the different 5 types of antibodies: IgG, E, A, M, D and E, and what is their characteristics and what is the significance. Means in what kind of what is their roles, that is most important, and different reactions which are associated with different types of antibodies, that is important. Then next thing I would emphasize is the antigen antibody reaction. That is 4 to 5 or 6 type of antibody antigen reaction, like neutralization, precipitation, complement fixation, then agglutination, radioimmunoassay and enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. These antigen antibody reactions you must study, that what just happened in that and what is the principle. Next thing is the hypersensitivity reactions. There are 4 types of hypersensitivity reaction, that is from type 1 to type 4, and various antibodies which are associated with such hypersensitivity reactions. Like 1 or 2 examples which I can remember is like rheumatoid arthritis. It is a type 3 reaction, and the synonyms, that means type 3 reactions are also known as ortho reactions. So you just frame this type of questions. The success in the GPAT as well as NIPER is how can we frame the questions ourselves, and then we can study it. So you can yourself frame the question. Like if suppose I am the examiner, I would ask these all questions to the students, like that. So and next example which I can give you is about the diagnostic test, like tuberculin test. This is a delayed type of hypersensitivity reaction. So type 4 reaction. So the questions may be framed from here. So just keep an eye over it. Next thing is the types of immunity. That it is a natural immunity. What is the artificial immunity? What is the acquired immunity? What is the innate immunity? Is everything. And vaccines comes under which type of immunity? And these things means classification of immunity. What are the first line of defense, etc. Okay. Next thing from the microbiology part, is from the vaccines. Now, as you all know, COVID-19 vaccines have been developed, and this 2021 year, the vaccines are going on. The world is around vaccines only. So the questions will be probably based on the vaccines, and this part is important, basically. So you need to understand what are the live vaccines, what are the killed vaccines, what are the toxoids, and their various respective examples. Okay, like BCG vaccines comes under which class, polio vaccine comes under which class, the COVID-19 vaccines which are recently developed by various industries like Sputnik V, it is developed by Dr. Reddy's, and Covaxin, Covishield, what are the technologies which are used in those vaccines. These all things you need to emphasize, and particularly this year because it is prevalent, and the questions will be based on this. Next thing about the microbiology is that last thing which I can say is the sterilization. So you need to study that what are sterilization, what are the different classification of sterilization methods. So like physical method, chemical method, mechanical method, what are the things which we do in this type of methods, everything. That all you can study. The questions will be based from there. Now we move on to the next subject, that is biochemistry. This biochemistry, microbiology and biotechnology, all three are minor subjects, and as I earlier told, they are important. I will later I will explain how these minor subjects are linked towards the major subjects, and no student should ignore these minor subjects. Okay. So from biochemistry, first thing I will emphasize is from the carbohydrates. Like from carbohydrates, you read classification of carbohydrates. Like it is classified into monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. Then further from the monosaccharides, we have the triose, tetrose, pentose, and hexose sugar. And further, they are classified into aldose sugar or ketose sugar based on the functional groups and their examples, basically. These examples and everything that can be asked. It is usually a 1 mark question. That is not a NIPER doesn't ask does deep questions, but you need to emphasize on these things. Okay. Next thing which I will composition of carbohydrates, like sugar, sucrose, which is made up of the 1 unit of glucose and 1 unit of fructose. Then we have next thing we can study about the Fisher projection, means various projections on how the carbohydrates can be represented. First thing is the Fisher projections, then their D and L conformation, capital D and capital L conformations. Then we can how to project this particular carbohydrate or sugar into the Haworth projections, what are the rules. Then next thing is the anomers, epimers and mutarotations. Like anomer, as this glucose and galactose are the epimers at the C2 carbon or the C4 carbon, everything that we can study. Then next thing we can enantiomers, what are the enantiomers, what are diastereomers, everything that you need to emphasize. Then we can study the examples of the reducing sugars as well as non-reducing sugars. Next thing about this carbohydrates is the identification test, means how will you identify this type of carbohydrates. Okay, so how will you identify monosaccharides, how will you identify oligo, or how will you identify polysaccharides. Then there are specific identification tests for these sugars. So next thing is the Osadon test. It is a characteristic test which is given by sugar. That is given the principle you need to study. What kind of reagents we add, you need to study. What kind of different crystals of Osadon different sugars give, like needle shaped Osadon crystals, then ball of prickles, then sunflower shape. These all types of Osadons are given by which sugars, that you need to emphasize. Then in biochemistry, it is a general format. First, in biochemistry, we study biomolecules, right? So, first of all, the flow of this biochemistry works as follows. First, you need to introduce that what are the biomolecules, what kind of particular biomolecules are present, what is their role, and then later we will study about the identification test. Means how will you identify these biomolecules in a particular sample, or you will be given unknown, how you need to identify this unknown by using chemical test. Next thing, the chapter progresses as the metabolism. So how these biomolecules are metabolized, what are the pathways, and then lastly the degradation of this or the disorders of this metabolism. Means there are, as you all know, the metabolism, it requires enzymes. So there might be a particular deficiency in the enzymes, and this deficiency, due to this deficiency, some disorders are present, and then later we use the drugs as a treatment. So what are these drugs? So everything is linked this. So you need to emphasize, you need to study this biochemistry in this manner or in this flow. So I come back to carbohydrate metabolism now. So carbohydrate metabolism, various pathways, that is what are the oxidative pathways, what are the synthetic pathways, everything. Then you need to study, basically in this metabolism, you need to emphasize on what is glycolysis, glycogenolysis, gluconeogenesis, glycogenesis, then TCA cycle and HMP shunt. What is the synonym of glycolysis, that is glycolysis is also known as embedded Mayer pathway, everything that you need to study. Then later in this metabolism part, you need to emphasize on the regulators of this cycle. Means particular metabolism pathway will be there, and some of the enzymes will be a rate limiting, will contribute towards the rate limiting step, and this step is the rate determining step, and here the drugs may there are possible chances that the drugs may act here. Okay, so this how the cycle is regulated, this you need to study. Basically glycolysis and TCA cycle is important, that is I feel here. Then next thing is protein. All same, like first you need to proteins are made up of amino acids, so I will start with the amino acids. Okay, so classification of amino acids on the various basis, they can be classified. First basis is what are the essential amino acids, what are the non-essential amino acids, what are semi-essential amino acids, that you just note down. What are the 1-letter code, what are the 3-letter code. The questions are probably being asked on 1-letter code of the amino acids. In 2020 also 2 or 3 questions were asked on how will you code the amino acid, that is like 1-letter code of these amino acids. These questions will be asked. Then next, classification according to the chemical nature, that is you need to remember certain chemical characteristics of these amino acids. Like for example, glycine is the achiral amino acid, it has no stereogenic center. Okay, next thing about the non-protein amino acids, means these are the amino acids which are not present in any protein, so they lack any of the codon. So these examples are like ornithine, citrulline. They also have the significance in the body. Like you all know, ornithine and citrulline, these are used in the urea cycle. They play a part in the urea cycle. Okay, so these non-protein amino acids are so essential. Like GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter, but it does not have any codon because it is not present in any protein. Okay, so next thing is the properties of amino acids that you need to study. What is the, just pay attention that what is the isoelectric point, then Zwitter ion, everything. Then about from now we will move on to the proteins, like how will you determine primary, secondary, tertiary or quaternary structure. So using the Sagner's reagent or Edman's reagent, the chemical nature and principle behind this determination. Next, as usual, chemical test. How will you determine particular amino acids in a protein? So chemical test of protein is you need to study. Now we will move on to the metabolism of the amino acids of protein. In that, I feel that urea cycle is important. Urea cycle, transamination and deamination. So you just study urea cycle, then its enzyme regulations and everything else. Then what are transamination, deamination reactions. Then as the flow progresses, metabolism we have studied, then regulation we have studied. So the enzyme means disorders of this metabolism, which enzyme is deficient and which diseases occur, what is the treatment. Like for example, I can say that alkaptonuria is known as black urine disease, and this disease is associated with the deficiency of the homogentisate oxidase enzyme. Then phenylketonuria, This disease is associated with the deficiency of phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme. So you need, and what is the diverted pathway in this diseases? So you need to just have a look on it. Questions might be coming from here. Next part from the biochemistry is the enzyme classification of enzymes. How the enzymes are classified, like oxidoreductases, then transferases, hydrolases, lyases, ligases, and isomerases. Everything. What are the examples of this type class of enzymes you need to study? Like alcohol dehydrogenase comes under which class? Hexokinase comes under which class? Next thing is the terminologies, like what are the holoenzymes, what are the apoenzymes, what are the cofactor, what is the difference between the cofactor and coenzymes, what is the difference between the prosthetic groups, and all these terminologies you need to understand. Okay. Next thing, most important thing in the enzyme which I feel is the two things, which is a diagnostic use of the enzymes, and the other thing is the enzyme inhibition. Okay, so first I will explain what is enzyme inhibition. This enzyme inhibition you need to focus, like what are different kind of enzyme inhibition, like comparative reversible inhibition, irreversible inhibition, then under that comparative, non-competitive, then allosteric site inhibition. So you need to emphasize here that what does this means, and what are the various drugs which are acting through these examples. Everything will move around pharmacology and medicinal chemistry. So this biochemistry is highly linked with the pharmacology as well as medicinal chemistry. So this way you have to join the dots. So later on, which second part is the diagnostic use of the enzymes. Okay. So diagnostic use means certain of the enzymes which are elevated in certain diseases. So we are using it as a diagnostics, for the diagnostic purpose. Like the person who is suffering from the myocardial infarction, or in common terminology that is heart attack, he will have the elevated level of the SGOT enzyme. Okay, SGOT enzyme is also known as the aspartate transaminase, and SGPT is also known as alanine transaminase. So these are like diagnostic use of the enzyme. LDH enzyme also increases in the myocardial infarction. So this thing, which enzyme increases in which kind of physiological disorder, that things you just emphasize on. Questions may be from here. Next thing is the Michaelis-Menten equation. There are probable numericals based on the Michaelis-Menten equation and inhibition, because it is related to the inhibition. Like in the comparative inhibition, the what kind of changes are there in the Km value, what kind of changes are there in the Vmax value, that you have to study. That you just focus. Next part from the biochemistry is the genetics. Okay. So from genetics part, before that genetics you need to study nucleic acids, that what is the structure of basic structure of the nucleic acids, then metabolism and everything, as the flow which I have explained you earlier. So from genetics, this DNA, RNA, then Watson and Crick model from the DNA is most important. Different types of DNA is most important. How, like Z-DNA has how many base pairs, B-DNA has how many base pairs, which of this DNA is present in the humans. These things are important. Next thing is the RNA and the types of RNA. Then DNA replication. So before that DNA replication and all, central dogma of molecular biology is important. Like DNA will get replicated, then it will undergo transcription to form mRNA, then mRNA will undergo translation to form protein. This is a central dogma of molecular biology. So this you need to know. Then you can start genetics, like DNA replication, what are various enzymes in the DNA replication, how DNA replication happens and all. Then central dogma of molecular biology. Then transcription, what are the factors controlling the transcription, what are the factors controlling the translation. These things you need to emphasize. Then mutation and the types of mutation, and what are the disorders which are linked with the mutation. Like sickle cell anemia happens due to what kind of particular mutation, what kind of change in the base pairs happen, and that leads to the sickle cell anemia. Next thing is the nucleic acid metabolism disorders, like gout and Leschnian syndrome, that that you can understand that what happens in this. Next thing is the blotting techniques, like southern blotting, northern blotting, western blotting, and dot blotting. Generalize what is the principle or what is the procedure. These things you just throw some light from this blotting techniques. Third most subject from the minor subject is biotechnology. So from the biotechnology, I will emphasize on the recombinant DNA technology, that is rDNA technology. What is the protocol of the rDNA technology? What is the overall process? And what are the enzymes which we use in the particular process? Like at some point of time we use restriction endonuclease, at some point of time we use DNA ligase, etc. These things. So these things you need to emphasize. Methods of the gene transplantation, then types of vectors and their capacity, like how many base pairs a particular vector can hold, what are the capacity of the vector, like yeast artificial chromosome, human artificial chromosome, plasmid, and these things you need to emphasize. Next thing from the biotechnology is the monoclonal antibodies, the preparation of the monoclonal antibodies, how will you prepare, what are the steps, and their application. Monoclonal antibody is also being applied for the treatment of COVID-19. So I feel that these things you must study. What are the different monoclonal antibodies which we use in the COVID, not only in the COVID-19, they are used in the various diseases also, like omalizumab, it is used in the asthma. So these kind of things you can study. Okay, but emphasize on COVID-19 nowadays. Next thing is the fermentation. Like fermentation, what is the upstream processing, what is the downstream processing, what is actually the process, then production of the antibiotics which are like penicillin and cephalosporin, what are the steps, how can we control the yield, these things you have to study. Production of some vitamins like vitamin B12, okay, these things you need to emphasize. Then the tools of the biochemistry and biotechnology. From the tools part, I feel that RT-PCR will be important nowadays. Reason I have already told earlier, no need to tell it again and again. Okay, so RT-PCR is important from this tools part, tools of biotechnology or biochemistry. Then gel electrophoresis, what is the affinity chromatography, what is the size exclusion chromatography. These are the chromatographic techniques which are used for the biological substances. So these things just pay attention, that what is the principle of separation and etc. Okay. So next part of the lecture is importance of the minor subjects, means why you should not skip the minor subjects. If you want good rank, or then you must not skip the minor subjects. Their weightage is, of course, their weightage is low as compared to the major, but they are helpful in scoring high or improving their all India rank. So it is useful. First thing about the this thing is the importance is the joining the dots. Means see, the why you should not skip, the main thing is that the minor subject is linked towards the major subjects, and these things are known as the joining the dots. Means you have to link all the subjects. Okay, the branches of the why we have divided the branches in the pharmaceutical science, it is basic reason like to create an expert in this field, but the real expert is expert in everything. So you need to be an expert. This NIPER and GPAT, these are the things, these are the exams which will test your expertise. Because to become a good pharmaceutical scientist, you need to not only be emphasized or focused in your area of interest or your subject. You need to study, you need to emphasize on everything. Okay, so you need to know everything, because all the subjects are linked to each other. That is why we have created the branches. Okay, so first thing about joining the dots, this thing is very much necessary. For this example which I can give, short example which I can give you, that how you are linking, how you are supposed to link the minor subjects with the major subjects, just with one example. It is the hyperuricemia, that is the gouty arthritis. Okay, so this physiology of this or the pathophysiology of the diseases which are being studied, you have studied in the pathophysiology or the HAP during the first year or the second year. Okay, that what are the things which are responsible for the gout or gouty arthritis. Okay, so short pathway is that the adenosine monophosphate. It is the disorder which is linked with the purine metabolism, right? So adenosine monophosphate, this is the purine, okay, purine nucleotide. That is in the presence of the adenosine deaminase, it is converted into inosine monophosphate, okay. Then inosine monophosphate will get further converted into inosine, okay, that is the base pair. Then this inosine will get converted into hypoxanthine. Then this hypoxanthine will get converted into xanthine, and further this xanthine gets converted into uric acid, which is the end product of the purine metabolism in all the human beings, okay. So what is the reason for the gouty arthritis is that there is a accumulation of this monosodium urate crystals in the joints, and that causes the painful joints, okay. So this is the physiology or the pathophysiology of the gout, like what happens in the gout, okay. So it is a part of biochemistry or HAP that you know. Now we will move on to the structure or the drugs which are acting on the gout, okay. Main drug of choice is like allopurinol, okay. To explain the mechanism of action or how it acts, you need to understand what are the structural features of this allopurinol, okay. That is linked to the medicinal chemistry. So this, see, hypoxanthine, it is a 2,6-dioxypurine, sorry, 2-dioxypurine. Then this hypoxanthine which will get converted into xanthine, that is a 2,6-dioxopurine, okay. Further there will be a conversion of the keto group on the 8th position. So 2,6-trioxypurine, it is a uric acid. So the drug which is acting on the gout, that is a inhibition of the enzyme xanthine oxidase. These all the steps which are occurring in the presence of xanthine oxidase. So we need to inhibit this xanthine oxidase enzyme to control or to hinder the progression of gout, okay. So the drug of choice is allopurinol. So it inhibits the xanthine oxidase, okay. So for this competitive inhibition, it is actually suicide inhibition, I will tell you later also, okay. For this type of inhibition, you need that the structure of the allopurinol must be similar to the hypoxanthine, so that it will bind to the xanthine oxidase, okay. So hypoxanthine is what? It is a 2-dioxopurine, okay. So what is purine? Purine is the pyrimidine ring fused with the imidazole ring. So the slight difference in the structure of the allopurinol is that it is a pyrazolopyrimidine ring, okay. So just one nitrogen position has been changed. So you can understand how these subjects are linked. So first thing which I told you, all the physiology and all, that is related to your HAP or their biochemical generally disorders or metabolism of this nucleotides. Second thing which I explained you, the enzyme inhibition, this is also from the biochemistry, that is the minor subject. Third thing which I explained you, the structure of this allopurinol, that can be a probable question in the medicinal chemistry, okay. What is the basic nucleus of allopurinol? Because in medicinal chemistry, NIPER asks or GPAD also asks the basic nucleus structure, basic nucleus of the drugs. So this thing is like joining the dots, okay. So you all have understood that what are the joining the dots and why minor subjects are important. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा कि वो छोड़ दिया, अगर ये छोड़ दिया तो नाइपर आपको काउंसलिंग में छोड़ देगा, माइनर छोड़ दिया तो. So just emphasize on subjects, not too much but emphasize on it, okay. So the last part is the question session, few questions which are being raised by the students that I can answer today, which are being put forward by students. First question which was asked was reference books for physical chemistry. Physical chemistry comes under the pharmaceutical chemistry, which is a major subject, okay. So I have used Bhal and Bal textbook of physical chemistry, okay. So it is a clear cut language and it is sufficient, so it is explained in very nice manner, all the concepts and all. Next question which was asked is the important points regarding microbiology, biotech and biopharm. Microbiology and biotech I have covered in this video, but biopharm I can say that comes under pharmaceutics, it is a major subject. So from biopharm you can study all the starting from the introduction, like what is the just terminology, what is meant by drug disposition, what is meant by elimination, what is absorption, then theories of the drug dissolution like Danckwerts theory, then fixed first law of diffusion, etc. These have to study. Then from the calculation part, you need to emphasize on clearance and clearance models, half-life calculations. Then from control drug release system, you need to emphasize on the these calculations like loading dose calculations, maintenance dose calculations. What are just formula? The calculations will not be such hard. It will be just like 1 or 2 step calculation. Just apply the formula and you will get the result. So just remember all these formulas. Then from the compartment modeling, that what is one compartment model, what is two compartment model, various transport mechanism from the drugs like quinine, which uses the ion pair transport, etc. So these all comes under the transport mechanisms. And these things are enough from the biopharmaceutics, clearance and all calculation part. It is major and minor important topics for NIPER JEE. It is being covered in the initial phase of the video. Next question is that, is it necessary to study with separate books instead of any one guidebook? See, this question I will answer it as it depends upon the students, like which if the student is satisfied from one book, or he or she likes this the way that particular information presented in that single book, then he can use single book. Otherwise no, then you can use multiple book. For example, for me, the CNS part I like from the Rangendale, so I studied all the CNS part from the Rangendale, and pharmacokinetic part which is given very nicely in KD Tripathi. So I studied pharmacokinetics and all pharmacokinetics of each drug. So these things I studied from KD Tripathi, and CNS part or some of the part I studied from Rangendale. So okay, regarding medicinal chemistry, it's also like that. Some chapters are good in 4S medicinal chemistry. Some of the SAR and structure activity relationship studies and QSAR studies, these are all explained very nicely in Wilson and Gisford. So it is dependent upon the student. Next thing is the what we will prepare in the microbiology and biotechnology for NIPER, already covered in the video. Important topics for the GPAT related to HAP, pathology, pathophysiology, biochem and medchem. All things are covered. HAP is cannot be regarded as the important, but same thing is the joining the dots. Okay, if you don't know HAP, then pharmacology you will not be able to grasp. So HAP is actually the part of pharmacology. So if the first and second year students are listening to this lecture, then they must understand this HAP is also important. They have to study well HAP, so that in the third year or fourth year or in the GPAT and NIPER they don't face any problem to this pharmacology. Okay, biochem and medchem, as I earlier told, it is very much related. And for medchem, I can tell that it is 95% of medchem for NIPER is covered in the co-logy, and in the biochemistry you can see it is whole like joining the dots. Then specific question which comes from the medchem for NIPER is the IUPAC name of the drugs and certain basic nucleus of the drug. Like example I given you allopurinol. What is the basic nucleus of allopurinol? What is the basic nucleus of carbamazepine? This everything. This can be studied. Small emphasis you can give on the QSAR, combinatorial chemistry, and this thing. This thing you can study. Some of the software which are being used in the QSAR, these things you can study. This you will get in the Inamdar book as a table. So it will be sufficient. Okay. All the best for the NIPER JEE 2021. Thank you so much.